Hey guys and girls, welcome to my first episode of my Trailmakers Creations. I am ThatDomGuy. Thanks for tuning in. I'm going to show you a couple of my cool creations that I've built in the game since I've started playing. Been playing this for about 3 months now. First one here that's popping up here on the screen, this is a Dragonfly. Mostly made out of tubes. You can see there's quite a few propellers on there, a couple of gimbals for balance, but flies amazingly well for something with a very little body. You can see the body's got some articulation in it, some joints in there as well. Attempting to steer things like this is always the challenge. Not always easy, but we make it happen, one way or another. Got a couple of cannons there on the front as well, just under the eyes. Takes a bit to get used to as far as flying goes. Not a lot of weight to it, so it wants to drift. But it was fun to build. Good challenge. I enjoyed it. I like trying to build insect type things. Propellers are pretty powerful as well, so. Alrighty, so next I think we've got coming up is our centipede. It's got 5 sections, just rotating servos where the wheels are. It's got some spiked hubcaps on there, extra traction. As you'll see, this thing will climb just about anything. It's got small propellers in the individual sections underneath, actually facing down. They're upside down, so it actually makes you stick to whatever surface you're climbing. A couple of small thrusters to pull the head ahead of the rest of the body. See small parts come flying off every now and then. Lots of sparks, of course. Lots of grinding going on. Oh, there goes a hubcap. See across this gap as well. It was pretty good. It stayed together pretty well. None of the sections came apart. Wasn't too many things you couldn't climb with this thing. Had to do some shimmying every now and then. Shake the booty a bit to get some traction from the rest of the wheels. It actually works pretty good. The sections were actually connected with the straight suspension. Now this is a mini chopper that I built using 1 propeller. And it flies surprisingly well. You've got a couple of cannons on it, and again, great small weapon. You can just hover around your enemies. Really hard to hit because it's so small, but very easy to take them out. As you can see here, it flies through this ring of fire. Very easy to spin on a dime, basically just tapping the space bar to keep yourself at whatever elevation you want to be at. That was fun. This one was a aircraft carrier attempt, like a hover carrier, but I wanted the propellers to be able to tuck inside underneath the body so you couldn't see it when it was a boat. Alright, let's try spawning that in again. Here we go. So this was unfortunately before the ship seat was released, so I was still using the jet seat. Servos for steering, of course. Big, large, flat object. So it floated really well. Actually flew through the air pretty well. There was some wings tucked underneath for stability. But yeah, you could turn the propellers off, tuck them inside, and it would float down fairly level, and it floated really well. Didn't sink into the water or anything. Could have been bigger, the surface area, but I was more concerned with balance at that point. I eventually went on to connect a small jet with a detachable block that you could take off, but just weird physics when it comes to separating your creation and using half of it, the other half being stagnant. Tends to have bizarre behavior. This thing flew pretty well for a big giant flat surface, and because it was toggled on the propellers, you could actually level it and then get out of the seat, and it would just hover at that height. I actually managed to land my little helicopter on it while it was hovering, so that was pretty cool. Didn't get it on film, but maybe next time. Alright, so next here, I believe we have our pirate ship. This is one of my earlier builds. As you can see, again, using the jet seat, the cockpit seat, rather than the boat seat, which is available now with the latest update. So, decent rudder. As you can see, the sail is folded up right now with the use of the pistons. And you can see the gimbals there, allowing us to fly. You can retract the sail up top. Give you a nice effect. There were thrusters inside, which would give you some thrust while you were in the air. There were also water propellers built in, so that when you land on the water, you have some propulsion. And 4 big cannons out either side, which you could fire independent of each other, which was actually pretty dangerous. At one point in the server, we had 3 jets flying around me, and I was flying around in my boat, and I was amazingly accurate how many times I managed to hit them in the air with a barrage of 4 like that out either side. Dangerous. Pirates, I tell you. So yeah, so those are some of the creations I've built over the last little while. I want to thank you for watching. This has been ThatDomGuy. I'm planning on making a few more of these. I've got tons of creations that I've built. None that are perfected quite yet, but won't take too long. Just hit subscribe if you want to see more of these crazy things. And we will talk to you next time.